Hannah Hampton, firstly, let's talk about the season you've just had at Chelsea. Treble winners, unbeaten in the WSL and the Golden Glove.
When you put it like that, not too bad. Just missing one, but it's been a good season.
I mean, you're very lucky. You had Emma Hayes to start with. What did you learn from her? What was the kind of the things that you think of, oh, wow, that was amazing from her?
For me, Emma had a massive impact on me off the pitch, helping me as a person and some difficulties that I was facing. I don't know, almost shifting focus onto the pitch when you need to, but also addressing those, not being afraid to speak about all the problems off the pitch. And I don't think I realised that until probably she'd left, that I needed to thank her a lot more than what I did.
When she said she was leaving, were you a little bit worried?
Yeah, because I had the plan with Emma. We knew the first season wasn't going to be all the games and so often, but the second season was. And you never knew if the same manager had that same plan. So you obviously were a bit worried to begin with, and I thought, oh no, this could have gone terribly wrong for me. But if anything, it helps me prove myself more. When I got the opportunity towards the end of the season, prove myself that I can play in a Chelsea shirt. And almost we knew the manager who was coming in for a while, so she was watching games. So hopefully me playing, I could have proved myself that, no, you do want Hannah as your keeper. You don't want to go get another one and have 7 or 8 at the club.
From one great manager, Emma, to Sonia, I mean...
Not too bad. Completely different, but unbelievable in what they do. For Emma to have the legacy she had at the club and everyone was questioning what Chelsea was going to be like, for us to then be able to bring in a manager as high calibre as Sonia with all the success she's had in a playing and managerial career was an incredible fit. It showed the direction that we want to keep Chelsea. They're both mentality monsters. You saw that with Sonia this season, going unbeaten all league campaign, and that was the first thing that she instilled in us from the beginning of every game. She wanted to remind of staying unbeaten rather than like striving for winning the trophies from the get-go. It was always just stay unbeaten, stay unbeaten, stay unbeaten.
Well, listen, you're 24. It feels like you've been around forever. And you kind of have, because you made your senior club debut at the age of 16 at Birmingham. I think a lot of people will say that you're one of the first generation of England women's players who've grown up in the football limelight, the good and the bad, the media, spotlight. What has that been like for you?
Hard at times. I think when you first start out and you start getting a bit of media publicity around you, you're thinking, oh my goodness, this is what I've always wanted. There was obviously that time in the media that I probably got a lot of media scrutiny my way, and it affects you a lot more. I don't think I was ready for it at the time, and I don't think I'd really prepared for the negative side of the media, to the point, I did want to quit football. I wanted to pack it in, I didn't like it. And I didn't know who to turn to because I thought everyone was against me at that time. For me to achieve what I want to achieve and all the goals that I've set myself, you have to face the adversity and you've got to push yourself through not nice situations. And my thing is I always want to prove people wrong. From the get-go I've done that, and this was just another hurdle for me. And I think it's now put me in a better place for the media scrutiny, and I think you learn a lot from it in terms of wanting to just stay off socials completely and not let people affect you from the outside that probably don't have the knowledge of what goes on in football. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, of course, but all that really matters to me and all the teammates is what your coaches think of you, what your teammates think of you, and what your family think of you.
Yeah, because you talk about off the pitch things going on. There was that time, wasn't it, with England and Villa, you were dropped. I mean, for you personally, growing up in that teenage world, most of us are going out with our friends. You're in, front pages, back pages, social media. I mean, what have you learnt from that? And have you changed as a person because of it, good or bad, maybe? Yeah,
it's hard when obviously all the media scrutiny is going on and people come to different stories of what they think's happened, and when deep down you know the truth, and you can't always put the truth out there because it just adds fuel to the fire and people jump on it more and more. But no, it's hard. People don't understand that. You can't always go to family occasions. You can't always be there when your family needs you or when you want to be there with your family. There's many regrets you can have as a footballer when you can't be at certain things. And then the other side, you've got to look after your own health. And I think mine obviously matched in with having a bit of health problems, and it tied in with obviously the England situation, all the media going out there, all the media going out of Villa. And I was like, there's other things, but all the media at that time was not the important thing. What was important was looking after myself and doing all the procedures that I needed to have at that time. And I don't know, I think it's changed me to almost not care what people think. I only care about the people that matter to me. Just go prove people wrong. Let them have their say, but it's not going to affect me.
Listen, the Lionesses are icons for so many young girls and boys around the country. What would you say to maybe, you know, a little girl, little boy, or, you know, teenager going through tough times with its sport? You know, you said you wanted to quit.
Yeah.
You know, how would you describe that journey for you getting through the other side?
If you have a dream that big, you can't let anyone tell you what you can and can't achieve with it. I think that's one thing that I really realised at the darkest moments and the lowest moments was I know what I want to achieve in my football career. I know what I want to work towards. I know what I can achieve. Yeah, it's hard at times, don't get me wrong. It's always hard in the good and the bad. But you've got to confide in the people that love and care for you the most, and they'll get you through any situation. And also just your inner belief. I don't think I had a lot of self-belief before, and I think that's one thing that really helped me and changed within myself was believing that I could actually do what people say I can't.
It's a cliche, but would you say it made you stronger?
Yeah, 100%. As cliche as it is. Stronger physically and stronger mentally.
With all that kind of support around you as well in terms of family and friends, did you use a psychologist to help you get through that, and how helpful was that for you?
Yeah, I think there's that massive taboo subject about mental health and psychologists and it being seen as a weakness. Personally, I think it's the complete opposite. I think it's a strength to say that you're working with someone, or a strength to say that you're not okay, and that you need a bit of time and you need a bit of help. Working with a psychologist has been unbelievable for me. From the first time I sat down with her, Euros, during the Euros or maybe just before, I've kept in touch, keep working with her until now. So what's that been, like 3 years or so? And yeah, I think that's what also helps a lot, is having someone who can help rationalise your thoughts and understand how you're feeling as a sports person compared to maybe the average person who's working a 9-to-5 job that has other stresses themselves. I think ours are completely different, and we can't always speak to my parents about what's going on because they don't always understand. So having that sports psychologist has been a big bonus for me.
And bring it back to now, how is Hannah Hampton feeling?
Good. Tired, to be honest, after all the prep camps and it feeling like a boot camp, but in a great place and looking forward to what's to come.
Well, let's bring it back to football. It's been said that you're the most technically gifted goalkeeper in the world. How do you feel?
I've said that?
Well, I've heard it a few times. How do you feel when you hear something like that?
It's obviously what you want to work towards. I don't think I'm probably there yet. It's definitely a goal of mine that hopefully one day a lot more people could be saying. There's a few things that I know I've got to improve on. But yeah, you're not too shabby hearing it, let's be honest, but we're not there yet.
When you said, you know, your dream, your plan, what was that out of interest? What would be, right, okay, this is it?
Changing the look of women's goalkeeping in terms of being that modern day goalkeeper. Now being required as an in-possession player and trying to create almost an overload in different areas of the pitch, and the goalkeeper being able to step up and help the team with their distribution. Out of possession, you want to be known as demanding, controlling of the defenders and the team in front, and like you are reliable, people can trust you behind them.
Are there any goalkeepers that you model your game on?
The one I always looked up to was Telford. Just the agility she had, the communication she had with her defenders, her distribution as well. I just related a lot to Carly when I was starting up as a goalkeeper, and then being able to go to my first England camp with Carly was just, for me, a dream. I don't think she knew that at the time. I hardly ever wanted to speak to her on camp. She must have thought I was so rude and like obnoxious, but I did not want to like say the wrong thing to her and make her think of me as anything. But I was just fangirling her, to be honest. And to the fact now I can chat to her every day at club, it's lovely to get her insights.
And what does Serena ask of her goalkeepers?
Being demanding of your area, of the space in front with any through balls, and being that sweeper keeper that everyone says all the time. But no, I think just helping the team out in whatever way you can, commanding from the back and just giving a bit more organisation out of possession.
Well, on to England, the Euros. England are defending champions. Yes or no? Pressure?
Yes, I mean, of course, but I don't think we don't feel any pressure on us, to be honest. I think there's pressure on every team going into this tournament, so it's kind of like a level playing field. The standard of the tournament's grown considerably. Every nation is unbelievable in their own right. So it's going to be a tough tournament, and that's why I don't think there's much pressure from us as a team. We just want to go and enjoy ourselves, do ourselves proud and do the nation proud, and you never know where that ends up.
Well, you've already been to 2 major tournaments, and been on the bench. So what does it feel this time around going in as number 1?
I mean, it's exciting. It's different. I don't think much changes other than your role. As a unused player in the last 2 tournaments, you've learnt so much from what's required of you. I think you were there through everyone's needs throughout that tournament, whether they wanted to do extra shooting at the end of the session, go out early to do extra shooting. It doesn't change whether you're playing or whether you're on the bench. You're still there for the team. You're just in a different role. And yeah, if that's me playing this time round, then I'll still be giving it my 100% for the group and helping us win games, hopefully.
There must have been a little bit of you inside, and that maybe that 16-year-old when you first wore that number 1 jersey for England. That must have been like a wow moment for you.
Yeah, obviously it's nice to be playing for England, but whether it's with a number 1 on the back of number 13 or a 21, you're still playing for England. Even when I was on the bench pulling on an England shirt, it's still a proud moment. Not many people can say that. So I don't think the feeling's really changed, and I don't really want the feeling to change.
Obviously, the last camp, Mary Earps retired. What did you make of that decision?
I think it's been difficult to come to terms with. Everyone's found it difficult. She's a big personality in the squad, and she's going to be missed in the changing rooms, that's for sure. And she's definitely glued the team together when it's needed to be glued together. But I think she's had a lot more scrutiny on her than what she deserves with her decision. Everyone's got to respect it rather than put her down. I think she's had an unbelievable international career, and not many people can say that they've achieved what she has. Like we say, it's hard to come to a camp and not have Mary around, and I know the other goalkeepers feel the same, but we're going to have to try and find our own experiences ourselves when we're not that experienced in the group now than what we were. But yeah, we're just going to try and live up to the legacy that she had as an England goalkeeper. It's going to be hard, but we'll all give it our best shot.
How hungry and how excited are you for the Euros?
Yeah, I'm excited. It'll be a good tournament, I think. Compared to the last, it's had a lot more engagements with the fans coming into this tournament. I know games are already sold out, so there's definitely going to be a lot of eyes on you from all around. And yeah, I'm excited to go in with the team and go chase that win.
And can England be champions again?
We'll see, won't we? But I definitely think so.